Our glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Our glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nastiva. Nastiva Gotirayata Hare Nam Hare Nam Hare Nam Eva Kevalam Kalo Nastiva Vandeyam Shri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatha Vintam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavade Pachatya Rishakarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shiva Shabhanami Devi Daita Kripabhaye Krishna Sambhanda Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhu Jujala Primadhya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Kurna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shrimurthai Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pusidanta Dvantaharine Namaguru Kishoraya Satchavera Gyamurtaye Vipralambhara Sambhode Paramujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchit Ananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Vibhava Bhumitvam Nitisa Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhuma Shri Jaganayate Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvaya Vacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Mahavaranayo Krishna Prema Kulayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurache Namaha Panchatattvamakam Krishna Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavatara Bhaktagyam Namami Bhakta Satikam Jadvitam Brahma Parisari Tarapyashitamubha Janmantaryam Kushaitya Sancho Vibhavu Sadeshvariya Purnadayo Bhagavan Susayamayam Na Chaitanya Krishna Jagadir Paratattvam Parameha Radha Krishna Pranay Vikruti Ruladine Shakirasma Dekatmanavapi Bhuvipura Deyavedam Gaturtum Chaitanyakam Prakatam Adhuna Tadayam Chekamaktam Radha सुवरितं नौमि कृष्ण स्वरूपम् चिरारतं निजगुप्तवित्तं स्वप्रेमनामामृतमत्यदारो आपामरं योगिकतारको कृष्णजनव्यस्तमां प्रपद्ये गौरासचरितामृतामृतानिधि गौरं सदैवस्तुते गौरेण पतितं रासवजनं गौराय सर्वं ददे गौरादस्ति कृपलुरत्रो न परो गौरसवित्यो भवम् गौरे गौरवमाचरणे भगवान् गौरप्रभु रक्षमम् माधुर्ये मधुरे सुगन्धे भजन स्वर्णाम्बुजानम्बनं करुणामृतनिर्झरे उपसित सत्प्रेमहिमाचल भक्तं वदरधरणे विजयने निष्कम्पसम्पादये देवनः कुलदैवतं जयतं चैतन्य कृष्ण हरि अजानुलम्बितभुजो कनकावदातु संकीर्तने कवितरो कमलायताक्षो विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणावतारो अनर्पितचरिचिरात् करुणयावतीर्णः खलु समापयितुमुन्नतोजोरसं सौभक्ति श्रियम् हरिपुरतसुन्दरद्युति कदम्ब सन्देपिता सदा हृदयकन्धरिस्फुरतु सच्चिनन्दनम् श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु जीवदाय स्वप्रसाद स्वयं अवतारी अत्यंत प्रेम करे बारे शिखाय शरणागति भक्तेर दैन्य आत्मनिवेदनं Vyo Chavisundarayo Tasmai Mahaprimo Rasapradayo Chaitanya Chandrayo Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandrayo Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandrayo Namo Namaste Janatam Karmaniste Nacha Samarigatam Jatta Pudhyana Yoge Veragis Tyagastata Virapi Naita Kirtam Chapikaichit Govinda Prema Bhajanapi Nachagritam Yadrasam Soyamcha Namne Bhakradurasira Bhakrati Parijatratam Nomi Gauram Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatate Gopesha Gopira Kandavada Nanta Namostute Jayatam Suratapam Mamamanda Matedati Masarasa Param Bhujo Radha Nadanamana Divya Vrindaranya Kapadmadha Shmarana Shanastu Shmarana Shyamadeva Krishkali Vishedamashami Shmarasara Sarani Vashvada Tadastitam Kashavenu Swanan Gopti Gopinath Shristanam Tapta Kanchana Bhuvani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwamani Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Jai Pramanam Sankirtane Kajanaka Prema Purushottam Shri Satchidananda Shmangulam Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gaur Hari Mavrina Vadar Ki Jai Golokera Pramadhana Hinan Sankirtan Jagatrata Ki Jai Granthar Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadya Setam Vajaritartas Chatir Swabhya Swara Tena Brahma Vidaye Adikavaye Mojanti Jasuraya Tejo Varumidan Jata Vinimayo Jatra Trisarvamursa Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Parande Mahi O my Lord Shri Krishna, Son of Vasudeva, O all-providing personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusory representations of waters in the fire or lands in the water. Only because of him do the material universes, temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature, appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Shri Krishna Parampurusha Bhagavan Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Deva Vaishnava Lord. It was a pleasure to have the association, because it's a process of Sankirtana. We glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead in association with other devotees. That's the supreme process I initiated as to take Sankirtana. So we continue to read from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, text number 11. So, just a reminder, we reading Bhagavad Gita, the words of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhagavad Gita is the greatest and the highest boon bestowed upon mankind, upon the world by no other than Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, Swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna. Only through Bhagavad Gita we can understand the Supreme Person of Godhead, because his knowledge is given by himself through his own mouth, divine mouth. So, the instruction of Sri Krishna Bhagavad Gita is the only instruction actually, that can be given to all the living entities, just to surrender to Krishna. The entire Bhagavad Gita is about one verse. Sarva dharman parityaja mamikam shranyaja amtram sapabhibhyo mukeshami nasacha. This is a boon, benediction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is our very life and soul, who is our only well-wishing friend. Who else should we trust? Only Krishna. So we should accept his words, his instructions, as a benediction upon us. God doesn't have to speak about himself. He necessarily doesn't need that. He knows the Supreme Person of God. But here, he personally, describing about himself, talking to, giving knowledge of himself. That's because he loves us so much. Of course, he was talking to Arjuna, but through Arjuna, he was teaching the entire mankind, the entire world. So this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself says, Raja Guhyam, Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. It is supreme, the best of education, and also the supreme secret. Very confidential, because Krishna loves us so much. By the way, Krishna always trying to hide himself. But the devotees, they cannot hide from the devotees. Therefore, out of compassion, he is giving this Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the teaching of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is, as I said, the king of education and the most secret, all the secrets. So we all, after education, want to know, we want to be civilized, we want to be educated, but all the instructions, the teaching, how to become a best of a person, a best of man, is given by Lord Krishna in this Bhagavad Gita. And the aim of this teaching of Bhagavad Gita, so that we can exclusively surrender unto Krishna, that's for our own benefit. In material concepts of life, we thinking to surrender means I'm inferior, we have inferiority complex like this. This is material duality. To surrender to Krishna means actually, to discover yourself, to know exactly who you are, and to understand your real identity, and to fulfill all your desires. It's not that for Krishna's benefit. No, it's for our own benefit. Because we need everything nice. We need to be happy. We need pleasure. Everything that we can imagine that we like. The best of all the dreams, all the desires. How can we fulfill those desires? if you surrender to Krishna, you can never fulfill your desire by doing other things. Even by meditating on impersonal Brahman or trying to become a great yogi, by developing what's called yoga siddhis or yogic perfection. No, that's still material. But our real interest lies on devotional service or devotion unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you don't know this, because we're ignorant, but by the grace of the Supreme Lord, we can be reminded about this. By surrendering to Krishna means we achieve everything desirable. That's all. So, we're going to read this verse today. As I said, 4th chapter, Transcendental Knowledge. We'll be talking about Transcendental Knowledge, and it takes 11. So, let's go through word meaning. And then we read the text. Ye, all who, yatha, as, man, unto me, prapadyante, surrender, tan, them, okay. Tatha, so, eva, certainly. Bhajami, rewards. Aham, I. Mama, my. Vatma, path. Anuvartante, follow. Manusya, all men. Partha, O son of Pritha. Sarvasha, in all respects. Yatamam prapadyante. Tam stataiva bhajamyaham. Tam stataiva bhajamyaham. Mama vadmanuvartante. Manusya bhakta sarvasya. Yathamam prapadyante. Tam tataiva bhajami aham. Mama varmanuvartante. Manusya partha sarvasya. Yatamam prapadyante. Tam sataiva bhajami aham. Mama varmanuvartante. Manusya partha sarvasya. Yatamam prapadyante. Tam sataiva bhajami aham. Mama varmanuvartante. Manusya partha sarvasya. Yatamam prapadyante. Tam sataiva bhajami aham. Mama varmanuvartante. Manusya partha sarvasya. Translation by His Divine Grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects. O son of Pritha. Please come to repeat. As all surrender unto me,
as all surrender unto me,
I reward them accordingly.
and I reward you accordingly.
Everyone follows my path in all respects.
Everyone follows my path in all respects.
O son of Prithap,
O son of
Srila Prabhupada report. Everyone is searching for Krishna in the different aspects of his manifestations. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal Brahmajyoti effulgence and as all-pervading supersoul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atoms. But Krishna is fully realized only by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. In the transcendental world also, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotee wants him. One devotee may want Krishna as Supreme Master, another as the personal friend, another as his son, and still another as the lover. Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their different intensities of love for him. In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they are equally exchanged by the Lord with the different types of worshippers. The pure devotees, both here and the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord and thus derive transcendental bliss in his loving service. As for those who are impersonalists or who want to commit spiritual suicide by annihilating the individual existence of the living entity, Krishna helps also by absorbing them into his effulgence. Such impersonalists do not agree to accept the eternal blissful personality of Godhead. Consequently, they cannot relish the bliss of transcendental personal service to the Lord, having extinguished their individuality. Some of them who are not firmly situated even in the impersonal existence return to this material field to exhibit that dormant desires for activities. They are not admitted into the spiritual planets, but they are again given a chance to act on the material planets. For those who are fully workers, the Lord rewards the desired results of their prescribed duties as the Yagishvara. And those who are yogis seeking mystic powers are awarded some powers. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon his mercy alone, and all kinds of spiritual processes have but different degrees of success on the same path. Unless, therefore, one comes to the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect, as it is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.10. Akama sarvakamo va mukyakamo dharidi trivena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotees, or is desirous of all fruity results, or is after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Krishna consciousness. Jai Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai, Grantarashna Gita Ki Jai, Shri Krishna Paramapuruša Bhagavan Ki Jai. So, the few words I just spoke before we started reading Bhagavad Gita as an introduction is all explained here in detail. They all came up here. That I was saying that Krishna is all we need. And here specifically Prabhupada mentioned about relationship. Life is about relationship, actually. Life is about relationship. That's why we have these tendencies, to have a family, to have community, to act with other people. Because this, everything actually we do here in material world is originally from spiritual world. We again and again say that this material world is perverted reflection of the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, everybody is Krishna conscious. Everybody is situated in his individual personal relationship with Krishna. And there are five main relationship rasas. Shanta, neutrality; Dasya, servitorship; Sakya, friendship; Vatsalya, parental relationship; and Madhurya or Shungaras, that's a loving conjugal relationship. It's all there in spiritual world. But the old problem in the material world, we are forgetful of this. That's why the material world is said it is called Maya, that world. It's simple as this. And why are we here? Because we're forgetful of our real identity. Forgetful of our eternal, perfect, loving relationship with Krishna. So life about relationship, nothing else. We repeated something that Krishna is one, Eko Bhava Syam. Why did Krishna experience himself in so many manifestations, including ourselves? We are Krishna's manifestations. Krishna has two main manifestations, Swansa and Vibhinansha. Swansa means when Krishna explains himself as plenary portion is plenary portion, something we call Kala, all this. They are all Krishna. They're no different from him. But then, we, Jivas, we are Vibhinansha. We are differentiated parts of him. That's what Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Mame Vamsa Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We eternal manifestation of Supreme Lord, but we are differentiated parts and parts of Krishna. And this all because Krishna is the Rasa Vaisaha. Rasa Vaisaha means they are both all mellows. Here, relationship. And here, in this verse says, as all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, all some pre-path. And then Prabhupada says, nicely, the Prabhupada says, anything we want from Krishna, knowingly or unknowingly. Whether we're conscious of it or we're not conscious, we depend on Krishna. Even if you talk about every karma mimamsa, any kind of philosophy you can put forward, everything culminates in Krishna. Krishna is supreme. There it says, is sabba karana karanam. Is the cause of all causes. That's it. In this introduction, this verse, first verse of Bhagavatam, we recite, Om Namo Bhagavate. I offer my respectful obeisance unto Lord Krishna, also son of Vasudeva. Why? Because he's the cause of all causes, he's the primeval Lord and the cause of all causes, and he's supremely independent, and there's no other cause beyond him. So the entire Vedic knowledge is from this verse. Janmadhyasya Janmadhyasya. Krishna is the cause, the source of everything. So now, if you were craving for a relationship, as I mentioned, that life is about having a relationship with one another. That's because Krishna is the cause of that. So now the reality, spiritual world is the reality. Material world is reflection or perverted reflection. It's just like you go to sleep and you have a dream. In the dream you have a nice relationship with somebody there, right? You know, any kind of relationship, could be a friend, could be a girlfriend, could be you find a nice boss, you get nice employment, or could be anybody. So any of those relationships, 5 of them, you can have them in the dream as well. And you enjoy so much in the dream. But when you wake up, you're there maybe lonely, no such a thing. You become disappointed. That was just a dream. I was having a great time in the dream. I thought, is this worth repeating? I'm repeating the same thing over and over because very, very relevant. Prabhupada says there are 2 types of dreams in this material world. The subtle dreams and gross dreams. Subtle and gross dreams. Subtle dreams, gross dream is a dream that we know is a dream. Yeah? And then we're thinking this material life, the way we are now in this world, this is reality. And when we go to sleep, we think we have the dream, say, oh, that was a dream, but now I'm awake, and this is this reality. No, this material life also a subtle dream. Because it's not true. It's not true. It's a subtle dream. But we don't understand that. It's Maya, well Maya. And the reality is when we are Krishna conscious. To be Krishna conscious means to be in reality. To be situated in reality. That's why Krishna says, in this same Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Surya Sama Maya O Andhaka. Jan Krishna Ta Maya Na Adhika. Krishna is like a fulgent sun. Just like now it's dark. But when the sun rises, morning and daytime, everything is clear. You can see things that they are. But Maya is Andhaka, means darkness. So, to be Krishna conscious, to be always connected with Krishna. Through an immaterial world, we cannot do that through devotional service. Prabhupada said in the spiritual world, all the pure devotees, they are all engaged in the service of Krishna in one of those relationships. Some they're there and they connect with Krishna as a person, not impersonal. He's a person. Some they with Krishna as a servant, as a friend. We can see that Krishna's pastime in Vrindavan, how Krishna was enjoying with his coward boyfriends and coward girlfriends. How Krishna was interacting with his parents, with different inhabitants of Vrindavan. Even when he went to Mathura and Dwarka, Krishna always interacting with living entities. That's all in the spiritual world. And they're doing so, being established in one of those relationships. One of those relationships. acting like this. So we cannot be without relationship. It's not possible. Even in the material world, if you don't believe in God, you don't mind people sometimes. People get disgusted with material relationship, right? Disappointed. It's like I said, right? When you have a nice relationship, you wake up from your dream, you become disappointed. And people also, they try different, they try to be in relationship people, you know? One of those 5 relationships, they get disappointed. And then they decide, oh, I want to be alone. I'm going to get my dog, my cat, my pet, right? Now they use technology and play games, this and that. Or I'll just go to, to spend some time, go to the countryside, to the nature, this and that. You can't be without a relationship. And this is all Krishna too. If Krishna doesn't allow you, you can never get with those things. You go to the countryside to admire the countryside. But if Krishna, because you have eyes, if Krishna makes you blind, will you be able to go enjoy the countryside? No. So everything will depend on Krishna. That's why Nityo Nityanam, Chaitanya Chaitanam, Ekovanam, Jesus Adapti, come on. The Supreme Conscious Being is there. He satisfies, He provides for all His part and parcel that we are. The King, only Krishna is there. Look, our own life, it depends on Krishna. Our own life depends on Krishna. How can we be living entities? How can we be persons without Krishna? It's not possible. And sometimes the speculators, the scientists, they say these things just came by chance. Okay, everything by chance. But when the chance from there, where the chance is from. So everything must have beginning, origin. So this is all nonsense. This is all ignorance. And ignorance is the cause of suffering. Maya, Oandaka. Maya is darkness. Krishna, Surya Sama. Krishna like bright lights. Therefore, just one thing to solve all the problems, to surrender to Him. This verse is about this again. What's the difficulties there? In this life, in this material society, we have to surrender to somebody. You have to surrender to your boss. You have to surrender to the government. Nobody can be just his own, I would say, he can't be everything for himself. No. We depend on others. In other words, we all depend on Krishna, no matter what we do. There's no way out. You can't escape that. You're within Krishna's creation, within Krishna's, existence. And your existence actually because of Krishna. So where is there's no room to say that I don't want to surrender to Krishna. As I said in the beginning, that surrender because of people in this mature world, they have a misconception, they have a false ego. When they hear the word surrender or to be servant, they take it in a very negative way. Like being subordinate, being depending on somebody. Yes. What's wrong with that? You see, two people are there in love. They love each other. Of course, this mature world, there's no such a love, but it appears to be. Maybe last something like that. They're very much in so-called in love. A man becomes actually subordinate to the wife. That we call impact. When the man loves his wife so much, or the wife's very, very good, doing wonderful thing, very loving, and the man become completely subjugated. Yeah, become like a pet. We've seen it in the family, right? Sometimes you have a brother, and then he marries somebody, and then the wife very powerful, the wife very attractive, the wife controls everything, and then you forget about the family. And sometimes he picks quarrel with the family because, yeah, I love my wife. Why do you're interfering with my love now? This and that. He becomes inimical toward the family. That's the power of love, so-called love, because he is manners. So, yeah, you can be subordinate out of love. What's the problem? Because in the material world, we don't like that because it's not out of love. That's the problem. If you love somebody so much, you have to surrender to that person. You have to be subordinate to it. Prabhupada gives an example. Sometimes the great leader, a king or president, whatever, amen, the high authorities, he in office, the big man, right? Everybody bow down. Some people, they can't even see him, afraid of him. And then when he goes back home, and then he go like small kids, maybe his own children or his grandchildren, and then become hosts, The small kids riding on him, playing on the floor. So the small kids become like a horse rider. He put himself in that low position, crawling and challenging. That's because of love, so-called love, of course. So let's move on about it. So the most important thing we have to understand that we are related to Krishna out of love. When we cultivate love of Godhead, because I said God is Prema Thakur, He's the deity of love, He's made of love, He's full of rasas, Prema Rasa. He's Nagorendra, Rasamaya Murti, Sakya Sundar, He's Rasaraj, everything about mellows, all about love. Because when we say the spiritual world is reality, and material world is a reflection, that reality in the spiritual world is love. Because God is one, but when He expands Himself, manifests Himself in the spiritual world, that means everything bears on love. In the spiritual world, that platform is known as Stahibhav, permanent platform of love, or all the service, everything in the spiritual world is motivated by love. An example, Krishna. Krishna surrenders to Krishna's Bhagavan, right? He's Savior Bhagavan, to be served. Vishaya Vigraha. But you know what Krishna does? Everybody serves Krishna. And Krishna serves Srimati Radharani. Secretly, people don't know that. Sometimes Krishna strings garland just for Radharani. And Jayadev Goswami is written very nice in this book. Dei para Mudhara. Mama Shirisa with a Radharani. Krishna will beg you, that's me. Radharani, give me your 2 feet. I put in my head. So Krishna is completely surrendered to Radharani. In fact, Radharani says Krishna is mine. We say we belong to Krishna. But Radharani says Krishna belongs to me. And that's what we say. We sing every O Vaishnava Thakura. Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite paro, tomaro shakati archi, anide kangala, Krishna Krishna bole, daita bo pachi pachi. O Vaishnava Thakura. Krishna belongs to me. So Krishna belongs to Radharani, the devotees. That means Krishna, we all surrender to Krishna, but Krishna surrenders to His devotees. Listen like this. Sadam Topi Bada Bhaktera Sneha Rujubhi. Krishna says. Sadam Topi Bada Bhaktera Sneha Rujubhi. Krishna says, I'm supremely independent, free. But I'm not actually free. I'm bound up by the rope of love of my devotees. They bind me up in the heart with the rope of love. See? So the surrender, we have to understand the tattva, what does it mean to surrender? That's why I will say every time with Glory Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to bless the entire world, to give the highest thing. That's love of God. Why? So that we can surrender to Krishna. So surrender in mature world is completely different context. But the spiritual world is love. Yeah, love. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sikaya, is giving love of God and he's helping everybody to surrender to Krishna. Because without love, so-called surrender is either partial, conditional, or artificial. The real surrender must be done out of love. That is unconditional surrender. So, this teaching about Bhagavad Gita, as I said, Bhagavad Gita is about what? One verse, to surrender to Krishna. Sarva dharma pariteja manukam shanuraja am tum sahapadibhyo bhakisham sucha. So, yeah, and this is very simple. Like Krishna says, according to your degree of surrender, then Krishna rewards accordingly. Even in a society like that, somebody does so much for you, you also reciprocate accordingly. But one thing we have to understand is nothing outside Krishna. Even we don't want Krishna, we want to live materialistic life, we don't believe in Krishna. It's still Krishna who is giving you life. Yeah, he's the one giving life. That's what Krishna said, to be Krishna consciousness. Yomam pasyati savatra, savam cha mai pasyati, sa samena pranashami, ta samena pranashami, sa samena pranashati. Krishna says in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, text number 30. Yomam pasyati savatra, savam cha mai pasyati, ta samena pranashami, sa samena pranashati. One who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, is not out of my sight, is not lost to me, and I'm not lost to him. That means Krishna is everything. So many evidences are there. That's why this process of Sharanagati taught by Lord Krishna is the greatest teaching. There's nothing more than this. This is the greatest boon. What more do we want? One more. Krishna is offering this benediction. If you don't surrender to Krishna, so what are you going to do? Everything you're going to try to do is just ignorance. It's ignorance. So any sane person, any sensible person has to accept this reality that I have to surrender to Krishna. And when I associate devotees, we hear about loving, because all the activities of Krishna and interaction with the devotees here is about love. To the point that Krishna wants to become a devotee. You know? Yeah. So amazing it changes. And again, when you associate with Krishna, you as the devotee gets more pleasure than Krishna, because Krishna is the source of all mellows. A devotee is tasting that mellow, right? Those mellows. But Krishna can taste himself. So, who is in the better situation? This devotee. That's why a devotee never wants to become God. He never wants to become God. Then he can't even dream about it. Because he's tasting the mellows. Because when we become Krishna, we cannot taste that mellow anymore. And Krishna himself cannot taste himself. That's why he decided to become a devotee. So this surrender is so nice. It's so nice. In the essence of everything, you get everything desired by surrendering to Krishna. By developing love for Krishna, that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Jiver Daya Kori, Swapasada Swiyadhama, Swayam Avatari Atantadulabha Prema Korivare Dhana Shikhaya Sharanagati Bhakatira Prana. Because he's so compassionate, so merciful, he descended here just to distribute this love of God so that we can do unconditional surrender. He wants everybody to be happy, to go back to God. So, Mahaprabhu is giving this to Sikashana to be chanting for Harinam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Karuna Steva. There is no other way, like I said, no other way. We to surrender to Krishna. No other way is there. And to surrender to Krishna means to surrender to holy name. And this Kali Yuga. Kali Nam Rupa Krishna Avatar. We should follow in the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking shelter of his dear devotees, and follow this process of Krishna consciousness. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful, will definitely something. You're gonna come just through sadhana. No, sadhana help us to get rid of unwanted thing, but the love is there. We gave example that gold covered by mud, not by dirt, but still the pure gold is still inside there. If you cleanse, you remove all those dirt or mud, whatever rust, the gold will be shiny again. The gold will never lose its nature. That's from Mahaprabhu, the first sloka Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaito Darpanam Marjanam Bhava. We have to chant this Hare Krishna mantra to clear, to cleanse the mirror of the heart. When the mirror is there, covered by dust, you cannot see yourself. What you need to do? You need to cleanse the mirror, remove all the dust or the dirt. Then you can see your own reflection in there. Chaito Darpana Marjana means cleanse the mirror. And when you cleanse the mirror, there's no limit. You can't say that mirror is perfectly clean. No. When you clean the mirror, you want to clean more and more. Something is there always. So that's the acharya. Not on that we say that, what's the word he uses? Anukyam, constantly. Radhanis does like that. Radhanis is the perfect, the perfection. But Radhani always increases the devotion. Means cleansing the mirror. So become much clearer. No limit. Since time memorial, no stop. So that's why we have to chant this Hare Krishna to cleanse the mirror of the heart so that we can realize our real identity, as spirit soul, and also we realize our eternal, perfect, loving relationship with Krishna, and ultimately we achieve the stage of Swarup Siddhi, where you understand your real identity. It will be revealed to you. You know who you are, what's the relationship with Krishna. Are you situated as a servant? Over all the relationship of our service anyway, but are you situated serving Krishna as a friend, as a parent, or as a lover? This will be manifest through the power of chanting the holy name, and follow this strictly. Hare Krishna. Tantra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai, Prema Purushottama Satchidananda Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gaurari ki, Gaura Pramanande, Samaveta Bhaktavinda ki jai, Vanchaka Patrubhascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Paritanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.